Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. We already have a game. Let's get the rock, paper, scissors going and see what we're going up against. So he goes scissors, I go paper. I'm assuming I'm going to have to go second. Now look at my hand right now. It's not too bad. He actually makes me go first. And I'm like, okay. So we're looking to see what we want to do. And we're just like, alright, let's go with Old Faithful. Black Metal Dragon. We're waiting for an opponent, which means he has a hand trap. We do Link Karibo. Activate back to Black Metal Dragon. And we're like, okay. Then we just go into our normal routine. So we're looking if we want to grab the monster. The reason we grab a monster is for the 1-for-1 play, which we do. So we play 1-for-1. Send Red Eyes. And we're like, okay. So then we get the Buster Whelp. And we're just waiting. Then we play Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer, which allows us to get a Buster Blader from our deck or graveyard to our hand. Then we actually special summon the Protector Whelp, the Lake Monster, because we got 2 monsters. Activate his effect to the Den, Dump, Destruction, Sword, Memories. And we get to special summon a Buster Blader. Nice, easy peasy. We set the Mirror Force and then we end turn. And then, yeah, we end turn and we're like, alright, let's see what our opponent is playing today. We're waiting. He does XYZ change tactics. And if you see XYZ change tactics, you know you are playing against a Utopia deck. And he even goes full Yuma with the Goblindenberg. So he does Goblindenberg's effects. He's trying to see what monster he's going to bring from his hand. To the Gaga Magician. This is Yuma, ladies and gentlemen, right here and then. He goes into the Utopia, number 39 Utopia. He pays the 500 to draw a card. He then goes into Utopia Prime, pays 500 to draw a card. And then he goes into Utopia the Lightning, pays 500 to draw a card. And the thing with Utopia the Lightning is you can't activate anything till the end of the damage step. And I have a Mirror Force set. So there's nothing I could really do here. Plus he could detach and make his attack 5,000. So I'm taking 46 right then and there. And it's kind of crazy seeing a Utopia deck. Because as you guys know, we're big fans of Pat Rick TV on Twitch. Pat Rick Productions on YouTube. And he is the self-proclaimed Utopia Master. And don't get it wrong, he's very good with Utopias. But now we're playing a Utopia deck. And we don't have the cards to do it right now, which sucks. But, hey, it's Utopias. I know how they play. Hopefully we can get something going. So I bring the Whelp back so I could do the Synchro Summon. So then with the Buster Dragon, everything's a dragon. And I'm looking to see what should be done next. I'm viewing to see what's in my grave. If I can make the fusion right here and then. If I make the fusion, I'd be in a big advantage because then I have the monster effect lock on him. So I do the effect here to get Buster Blader. But then I actually chain one of the Destruction Sword's memories. So that was actually bad on my part. Because I only have one Buster Blader in the graveyard. So it was a very misplay by me. If I had 2, I would have been able to special summon one, then attack. But it is what it is. So I have the lock. His lightning goes into defense mode. I attack him for 1,800. I'm like, okay, I have this lock. I am cool to go. I am good to go. We got the lock going. He can't do his monster effects. And then he plays the Automata. I'm like, what is that? And we're like, no, we're not going to activate. Yeah, Automata Utopia. Automatatopia. The field spell for the Go-Go-Go's, Gaga, Go-To-Dos, And then he plays Gagaga Bolt and destroys my fusion monster. When you control a Gagaga monster, you can destroy one card on the field. And you do not see that card played in any Utopia deck unless you are hardcore Yuma fan. So when that card got played on me, I'm like, the writing is on the wall. And then I did that. That was another misplay. So I've already had 2 misplays this game. And then he's just going to go into the full combo with these. As I said, I've seen Pat Rick TV do this a lot. And he even gets a Gagaga Master. And I'm like, okay. And he's using a lot of different cards. He's using the same type of engine that Pat Rick does, but he's using different cards. Like the field spell, every time a Utopia monster is summoned, he gets a high 5 counter. The reason they're called high 5 is because in the English dub, Yuma's phrase was high 5 to the sky. So if you're looking at it, yeah, every time he summons a Utopia monster, he gets a counter. Then he gets to pay the 500 to draw a card. And I'm like, this is a very interesting combo. And then he keeps getting the counters. And I'm looking at that once per turn, you can remove 2 high 5 to the sky counters to special summon a Zubabazoo, Gagaga, Go, Dododo monster from your deck. And I'm like, what? I've never seen this field spell play. This is very, very interesting. Combine that with the XYZ change tactics, you're potentially drawing 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 cards a turn if you play your cards right. So that's crazy. So you're drawing and you're special summoning to make more Utopias to get more draws, to then summon more. So this is pretty cool here. I'm looking at it, I was like, I don't think I could do anything right now. My only play, when he played the Gagaga Bolt and destroyed my fusion monster, that was the writing on the wall. That I was like, this is looking pretty bad for me. So now we're just waiting on the opponent. And then with the guy's name Samuel Lannis, 19, summons Perform Foul, Hat Tricker. Very common in level 4 Utopia decks. And then he goes into the Gagaga Samurai. So he's playing like the full Yuma XYZ Utopia build, which I love when people play main character decks. It's great. So he attacks with Lightning. Since I couldn't activate against Lightning, old school, hit him with a Mirror Force. So now I think we're back to square one, but he still has plays. He gets to set a card, set 2 cards, and we're like, then plays Photon Thrasher, which is 2700 attack, because the field spell gives you attack too. And then he's doing the field spell's effect to special summon one of the monsters. So it's like, he could make another Utopia right now if he wanted to. And he makes Cowboy. Man, this is Yuma-esque. Detaches a Cowboy to make me lose 800. I'm like, oh, this is really bad. I draw Goddess of the Third Eye. Not good. Writing is on the wall. I'm like, shoot. I'm like, this is so bad. Like, and that's what happens when you play, man. He goes in, goes back to his combos, gets to bring his monster back from the grave. And I'm like, if he summons another monster, detached with Cowboy, attack, that's game. I don't have anything. I'm looking in my grave. I have the Destruction Sword Memory. Then he summons the Gagaga Magician, the XYZ. And I'm like, okay, this is not cool. So then he gets the Utopia back. And I'm like, man, I've seen this all before. I've played against Utopias for like 7 years now. So it's like, and now this iteration that Pat Rick is running now, he's been playing it for, it'll be close to a year. Soon it'll be a year. So then he has all 3 of these. Detaches with Gagaga Cowboy. And I'm like, this is the writing on the wall. And we're like, come on, let's get it over with. We take these attacks with Cowboy. I'm like, and I'm already, I think, typing GG. And then it's active if I want to activate anything. I'm like, Destruction Sword Memories? How can I activate Destruction Sword's Memories? And he's like, asked if I could summon the fusion. I'm like, how? And then I'm looking, okay, I'll get rid of a dragon. And I was like, the Goddess of the Third Eye. Because Goddess of the Third Eye is a substitute fusion material. and it even keeps that effect in the gray. So I'm like, okay, that was cool. So I survived there. He imperms me, which he doesn't have any dragons, so that didn't really do anything to me. Unfortunately, I brick. I draw a Buster Blader, and I already have an emblem to Dragon Swordsman. So there's nothing I can really do here except kill Gaga Cowboy. If Utopia only had 2,500 attack, we would still be in okay shape. But since he has 2,900, and then he's just going to play his Searcher. If he had 2,500, we'd be okay, but he has 29. So if he attacks, I lose 100, and then he attacks with 24. He just needs another monster on the field, and then that's game. So this Utopia player played his cards very well. He rocked all the things. That Gaga Bolt was the one that did me in, because that just set me back. And now playing him and seeing his name, Samuel Linus 19, I think we need to have Pat Rick TV find this guy. Pat Rick calls himself the Utopia Master, but if there's another guy rocking Utopias like this, there can only be one master. So the name is out there. Let's get this. Let's get some likes. Let's tag Pat Rick Productions on YouTube. Send it to his Twitter at Pat Rick TV, and let's have him try and find this guy and have a battle of the Utopias, because that'd be great. His Utopia's at 5,000. He does the damage, and that